B2. We're going to talk a little bit about Black Desert Online today. We're going to talk about three things. We are going to talk about the three things I wish I knew when I started Black Desert. That's right. So if you're in the same position as me, I've been playing for a little bit of time and in a guild, but I still feel like I'm learning something new every single day. So here's the top one. First of all, I wish I understood AFK gains. Getting those gains in, right? So that's a lot of different things. So first of all, this is in Heidel, and so if you want to go down there towards where the river is, you can swap out your inventory and grab your fishing pole. And I use a named one, the Afuria fishing pole, simply because I can repair it. And I have a +2 on there, which is about a $2.4 million max, $1.9 million, and you can see that right right there, kind of in the middle, marketplace information, right? So if I was able to be down there by the river, I just don't want to walk down there and come back with all the lag. You just hit the space bar, it throws your rod in there, you turn your monitor off and you go to bed overnight, you wake up and boom, you have an inventory full of fish. Now you want to hit throw away useless items caught during auto fishing, because you'll have a bunch of old tattered boots and broken lines and stuff that you don't want. The great part is that you can sell the fish for money or use the fish in cooking recipes. If you choose to sell them for money, you can go to the trader and they'll give you a pretty fair price for them. That usually brings in about 250K for me overnight. Now, you can also catch silver keys, and 100 silver keys you can combine into a gold key. And the gold key can open up those treasure chests that you find around that just don't have keys, right? So you'll want to look for those and open those up with those keys. And there's any number of like 500 items that you can pull out of those. I don't know the numbers 500. Don't hang me in the comments section. There's a lot, but you can pull a Kazarka out of there. I would say the chances are so incredibly slim, though. So anyway, that's how to do the AFK fishing. You can go down there and try that on your own. Put the gear on. The other thing, and this is a little bit, everyone's probably like, well, no doubt, man, I understand the AFK thing for fishing. So I want to show you AFK processing and AFK cooking, right? So you'll want to buy a residence, and you know that you can hit the map here and pop on Heidel. And then bang, all of a sudden, all these houses pop up. Now, I've got a lot of contribution points, CP, and that you can find on the top right over here, where it says this 2 of 181 contribution points. I've seen people with over 300, and those are the people that are going to make a lot of money AFK, and I'll explain why to you. Is that you can hire the workers then, and the workers can go out and do things. Now, this is really simple, and it's a little bit more in depth than what I'm making it, but I'm particularly filming this for players who have not done this before. So you want to first, you'll find that these nodes that are all around here, you can see these are where I have workers working. 2 over here, 2 over here, 2 here, 2 here, 1 over there, and then I've got some 2 over here, you know, because they're all doing different stuff. 1 down here. Now, you can see how this starts to get kind of crazy for newer players, but I wish that I had found some small tutorial, some small easy one to figure it out. So what I did was, in order to run workers, you got to hire them from the guy down by the fisherman in Heidel, and that's really super easy to find. I think his name is Joel. You'll also have to have a place to lodge them. So like these, you can see their little bed. If I pop on that, it's a lodging, and it's a level 2 lodging, which means I can hire 2 workers. So if you have 10, 12, 15 workers, you'll need to have 10, 12, 15 places to lodge them, right? That's logical, and that's pretty easy to follow. And so you would just simply click on it, and then click on the arrow to upgrade it, or there's an upgrade button right here, but this is a maximum. So let's see if I can find one that's not maxed out. They probably all are. I usually buy them and then max them out. So let me see, I got 2, so let's see, can I buy another 2? What does this one cost? The max level, let's try here. Okay, so this one is required contribution points 1, and this one is contribution points. I have 2 available in the work times a minute. So if I'm going to buy this, I'm going to buy this just for some storage here. So I can't expand storage, so let's do safety assets. We'll go ahead and plug that in. and we'll buy the house. And now I own, it's in progress here. It's going to take one more minute, and see, there it goes. It starts clicking off. It shows the percent progress. This is a safe asset management bank, and you can basically make a little bit more money here. So anyway, I don't want to get into the details of it. I just want to show you how to buy houses and how to upgrade them, because that's going to be important for the nodes, right? So now the next thing you want to do is, in order to keep your workers fed and you or keep them happy, you can see these bars go down. You're going to have to feed them something or give them something to make them happy. And what worker doesn't like beer, right? So I also didn't see this recover all button for probably like 30 days, but if you hit it, it'll pop open what you have in your inventory, and you can select your items. I have the +3 beer. The standard beer is +2. Once your cooking gets high enough, you'll start making these, and I would recommend you can either sell them or use them. So you confirm, and boom, it's going to push all the bars back up for all the workers that I have going. Pretty easy peasy on how to keep them happy. So now, instead of buying that beer off the market, you want to use your AFK gains, as I call it. We already went through fishing, and so I'm going to take a look at cooking real quick for you. So I bought a house here that's kind of close to the market. So with the wizard, I can just ping, ping, and then be over here down by the market. It doesn't matter what house you have. It just matters that you have it. So I've got some stuff that was for sale that I'm collecting on. And I had just done a guild mission in the iron mines, so a lot of just odds and ends stuff, but good cash to collect. We are saving for a $340 million upgrade, so it's going to be a little bit. I might want to buy a Snickers bar from the market, huh? So we'll head back over here, and with the wizard, oops, we got hung up on that little brazier there. We'll head back over, and I want to show you AFK processing, right? So in order to keep our guys happy, you can have a cooking unit in here, and when you click on it, it gives you a bunch of options. So you'll need to these will all be grayed out, so if you click on them, you're not going to be able to see the recipe, right? It's just kind of one of those things. You have to figure out the quest, and the quest will show you how to make it. But if you already know the recipe, you can click on the beer. It'll show up like this at first with nothing on there, but you know it's going to be 5 wheat or 5 potatoes. It has to be some sort of grain. Then 6 mineral water, 1 sugar, 2 leavening agent. Once you cook the first one, this menu will come up, and then you no longer have to do that. You just have to have the stuff in your inventory. So if I go in here and click on this, click on all my mineral waters, and then push them in my inventory, and then scroll down, get all my leavening agents, and so you can buy these from any guy, and I'll show you. So I'm overweight. So let's see, why am I overweight? Oh, I know why. I just got back. But anyway, I'm not going to show you how to cook that. That's pretty simple and also self-explanatory. I'm going to go ahead and keep moving on to the AFK, because you can set that to cook, and if I select it and go, it'll cook like however many wheat I have, and usually I'll wait till I get about 8, 9, 1,000 of them, 8, 900, and let it roll. But what you're going to do is, and I bought these little outfits just to show you the entry-level ones. And I got these from a quest, actually, skilled gatherer's uniform, but here's cook's clothes, right? So at the bottom, you can see I'm going to get an extra 10% in cooking, and there's silver embroidered clothes that will give you up to, I think, 25% XP. And they're a little bit more expensive, but man, they are worth it. It will also give you some other bonuses too. So that's basically, you'd want to put on your cook's clothes and cook AFK. The other thing is that once you get some nodes working, you can start to collect all kinds of materials. So you can put this copper in your inventory, and then AFK process copper into the melted copper shard, and the melted copper shard into copper ingots, and then sell them. So if you look at the marketplace and you look at just copper, right? Let's see the 4 things that come up, right? So the copper ore isn't worth as much as the melted copper shard, is not as much as the copper ingot, right? And you can see they all sell 285 million units, 62 and 11 million. So those, you want to take a look at that around. So how do I get those? And you want to go to your map now. Now, in the beginning, you want to kind of stay close to home, and you want to kind of make it as beneficial as possible, right? So if you start running workers, the first logical thing that you would want to make is your own beer. So you want to look for the node that has wheat, right? Or corn or potatoes or whatever grain you want to get. And so what I did was I came down here, and you what you'll do is you'll look for what's connected to Heidel, right? Sorry, backed up to one. So right here, it's automatically connected. The Costa Farm has a connection down there. So this is you're already invested in Heidel, I guess. I don't know another way to put it besides saying you're invested. But you'll click on Costa Farm. You'll click on this button, which is like, I think it's basically will tell you how many CP it costs to go in there. And then you will click on this individual wheat farm node. And then in order to get more wheat out of it, you can invest energy and then raise this level up, which means you'll get more per trip. And I have a goblin on there. So if I clicked on that, it would come up with your available workers. You do a change, and then you put in the max amount and hit go. And this goblin will go and continue to collect out of this wheat until he runs out of, and I'll show you, until this bar goes down to 0, he'll collect wheat, right? So let's find which goblin that is. Poultry, mining wheat. So there's a professional goblin worker getting wheat, and I changed it to 50,000 times. And when I got home from work, he was out of stamina, so we had to give him beer to get him started, and he's made 9 trips since I've been home from work. Pretty easy, self-explanatory. So then the other ingredients that you'll need will be right up here from one of the bars. There's also one down by Laura as you're heading towards the fishing. And my PC lags a little bit as I move through town, which I think just about everybody does. But when you come into the inn, you'll come over to this guy right here, Vangelis, and then you'll go into his shop. And in here you can buy leavening agent and sugar and mineral water that you need to make beer. So you can just straight out purchase that. Now, like, why wouldn't I just go ahead and purchase the beer? And I'll tell you, right? So if you're going to go into the marketplace here and you're going to type in beer, and then you'll see that there are 500 beers for sale right now, and there's 42,000 cold draft beers, cool draft beer. That is, it's going to cost you $1,300, basically $13.14 to buy it. You're going to buy all the stuff to make it for like $1.50, and then you're going to harvest it on your own through your worker at the farm, right? So I would recommend that first off, because that's going to save you money running your workers. Now, some people would argue the flip side too, which is, well, I could just go collect something that's more valuable, and then I don't mind paying for the beer. Well, that's true too. But when you hit your the P button and bring this menu up, you're going to see your gathering, your processing, and cooking. And again, like I said, I'm still fairly new to the game, so mine aren't that high up. But cooking is professional 8, and pretty soon that will pop over to I think it's artisan next or master. I don't know. I'm not at that high yet, right? So the last part of it is processing, right? And so, like, if you look down here, I've connected some nodes together, and this one comes over to the Omar lava cave. And in Omar, you can do 2 things. You can come in here and boop, you can do coal and rough rubies and powder of crevice, or you can do zinc, powder of time, and platinum ore, right? And that's out of my Altanova guy, I believe. I have my Altanova guy there. Now, oh, that's right, I do for sure. So it's in a different city. There is Tariff, which is right here, and then that is connected through as well. So that's connected to Heidel, and then Altanova is connected here, right? So this worker is actually going to come back and put stuff in the Altanova area here. Like whatever he brings back in will show up as inventory in Altanova. So I have 2 choices from there, and that's going to lead into what my third item is, and that's transferring from towns. I didn't even know this was an option until like 3 weeks ago, but that's what I get for playing with some of the buttons on here. So if I go into Altanova and I hit the transport button and send, it's going to ask me where do I want to send stuff to, Tariff, and it's going to be on the cargo ship. So if I did this organic fertilizer over here, then I could just transport it for 137 silver. Certainly way worth it than running from Heidel all the way out to Altanova to come back to get my fertilizer. But I'm not going to send that. The reason I keep organic fertilizer in Altanova, and some of you have already figured it out, is that there's a quest at Div there, and it's for 2 organic fertilizer. And that's how you would accumulate more CP, right? It'll basically add to this contribution point right here. The other part about AFK processing is that if you go into here and you create your own beer, you're going to create these dishes too. Dish with more ingredients, dish with weird texture, takeout food, strongly seasoned, and dish with poorly prepared. Now, all those are going to be byproducts of making anything you cook, right? So I guess some of the stuff is going to naturally turn out bad for whatever reason. These actually have an NPC, so if you look at it, you can trade these in, and one of them is worth 2 beer, right? Or exchange 2 for a beer. So I would get roughly 84 beers out of turning those in, which is cool because that's 84 free beer that I can use to pay my workers or sell on the market, right? This one is going to be exchange 5 for silver coins, so I'll exchange 230 of those divided by 5 and get coins for that. This one's going to be cooking experience, which is super cool, right? Because you can raise your cooking level. And then here's a good one: you get milk for turning this one in, and this is my favorite, which is contribution points. And when you turn those in, that all goes towards contribution points. So let's see, does it tell you? No, it doesn't tell you the exact amount, but I think I turned in last time like 200 or 300 of them, and I got 3 contribution points. So it's pretty cool stuff right there. Now, once you've sent your stuff from Alta Nova, bouncing back over to the thing, I can go into tariff here, and I can go into transport and see there's nothing here to be transported. If it was in here, I could hit send and then transport this one to Heidel and then pick cargo ship again. So now, this is the fun part, is when I click on Heidel, this is my inventory that's in Heidel right now, but if I hit transport, look at all these items that I've shipped over, and I can hit get all. Boom, and now they're all in my inventory with a current marketplace value of 280 million with my stuff in stock. So now if I want to look at it, let me take a look at my inventory, and I think steel is the one that I use the most of. So I go down here and see, do I have enough steel? And yes, I have 275 steel. So let's take 500 coal, and I think there was another one that I had to sell 500 of. Let me take a look. Honey, right? And then I believe there was another one, pumpkins, and we'll do 500 pumpkins. Easy peasy. Now we're overweight, so that's okay. We'll walk overweight, which makes you walk slower than normal, but we're going to go ahead and use the wizard, double tap, get over here to Ornella, and I've got some just, this is a really inefficient way to do it, but I need to get rid of some weight, so these broken shackles I'm just going to sell, and you can tell we went right over here and raised up our total, but our weight went down. Okay, so now that you've connected your nodes and moved them all out and done your AFK processing, because remember, you just left your computer on overnight and all your workers were out making money for you while you're fishing to double dip on your cash, right? You're going to go into your marketplace. Let's see if there's anything else to collect. Just a couple things. So you're going to register an item. Now these are free. I collected these minus my cost for beer, right? So 289 per pumpkin is going to net me another 144k. Nothing stellar there. I just wanted to kind of show you guys like what you can just make really easy and really close, right? But now look, cooking honey is going to go for 1,100. That's going to net me 550k, and that's going to be just, I think I've sold about 1,000 every day now. So it's another 1,000,000 coins just for selling cooking honey, which there's 315 for sale, but they do sell fast. Honey is something that's used. Now here's the good one. Like, we're going to click on coal, and we're going to confirm that, and here's another almost 600k, and you can see 182 million have sold, and there's only 1,000 on the market. So let's see, we can't max it out any more than that, so we're going to sell at 500, and so we've made like basically another $1 million off of sales there, or close to it. Not to mention all the other stuff that I have. So. And then I'll show you an example of some higher level stuff, right? As you connect different nodes together, and you start to figure out what's good on the marketplace. And so for a while, like I was doing lumbering axes, right? Oops, let's make sure we spell that right. And then, so lumbering axes, there's none on the marketplace right now, steel lumbering axe, and they're going for a small amount. That's actually really low, but I could then take and say, okay, well, I have a facility that does tools right here, and let's do manage crafting, and I can make just some regular old steel lumbering axes, and so let's just make 5 of them, right? And then we'll start work. I've got the worker to do it, so I'm going to make 5 axes at 21 minutes a piece. So sometime in a couple of hours, I'm going to go grab dinner. I just got home from work, so I'm going to shower, eat dinner. I'll come back to my PC. Those 5 axes will be made. I'll throw them on the auction house because there's none, so they'll immediately go. The good thing, too, is that if you use a human worker, they have really high luck. And so I've got some steel hose here. But if they make a lucky lumbering axe, then a lucky steel one, then you can, that's about 200K that you can sell it for. So pretty good for AFK, you know, grinding on there. And I think that's about it. So if you have any questions about AFK gains, investing in nodes, or transferring from towns, just hit me up in the comments, and we'll get you guys sorted out. Hope you're having a great day. See ya.